Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. This is just a really quick recent finds video, just some random things that have come in. Um, some 45s, a few regular 12-inch LPs, only one CD. One mistake I made on a purchase, and then also one pretty huge Grail find, which was extremely surprising. So I'll kind of share that as well. But yeah, I'll just kind of jump right into it. I guess as far as other update stuff, if you will, I'll just kind of ramble about this for 60 seconds really quick because I did go see Kiss a couple weeks ago. Hadn't really spoken about it yet here in the VC, but the whole farewell tour, the whole nine, and just to put my 2 cents in on it, if you will, absolute great show. I mean, it's the spectacle that's Kiss, so you pretty much got exactly what you expected. The only thing I was kind of disappointed about, if you can even say disappointed, was I didn't like the stage presence in terms of like there was too much open floor space on the stage. I guess the spectacle that is Kiss, you just expect this gigantic, you know, but I mean they did have the pyro and the lights. I mean all that was Kiss. Don't get me wrong, but and again it's not even something that it's just something I kind of noticed and blah blah blah. But other than that, I thought the show was fantastic. They didn't have an opening band. There was some guy that did these paintings or whatever. He did like, these 2 or 3 paintings that was kind of cool too, but still. But that was also kind of nice because Kiss did a longer set and they played songs that I really hadn't heard them play, other times I'd seen them. So that was kind of nice. They not only did a lot of their original stuff, not original, I mean, but their older stuff, which most people tend to really like, but they also dove into some of their 80s stuff as well. I mean, they did stuff like Crazy Nights. They played that. Of course, Lick It Up. It was also kind of nice that because the last times I saw them too, they didn't play I Was Made for Loving You, which is one of my favorite songs by them. I don't care what anybody says, disco or whatever else. That's a badass song and I love it. So they played that, which was nice, which right after Love Gun too was just a perfect 1-2 combination for me. Yes, I mean the set list was great. It was just the finale. The very last song they did was Rock and Roll All Night. Of course, they're gonna finish out the set with that, and they had so much confetti and just lights and everything during I Want to Rock and Roll All Night. There was almost like 60 to 90 seconds where you could not even see the stage. It was just like sensory overload insane. It was one of the best finales I've ever seen in a concert whatsoever. And of course I grabbed a handful of the confetti and brought it home as well. But yeah, so absolutely great. The only thing that could have made that better for me, and not even better, just 2 songs I would have liked to have had added to the set list would have been Turn On the Night, off of the Crazy Nights album, which I don't even know if that's, most people even maybe know that song, but it's one of my favorite. And if they would have played Tears Are Falling, if they would have added that into their 80s portion of their set. But Heaven's on Fire and all that stuff, they did all of that, and it was an awesome show. So if you get a chance to go see it, make sure you check it out. So yeah, kind of moving right along to some of the pickups. Let's kind of dive right into it. Start off here with one that I was so pumped to see that they had reissued, because this is one that I've been wanting for a long time. I don't know how long this has been out, but I just discovered that it had been reissued. But MC Breed and the DFC, this is just one of those hip hop albums from back in my high school days that, man, we played out to no end. Excuse me. The song Ain't No Future in Your Frontin', I don't know how many times I played that on my single back in back in high school, man. That, yeah, just a classic hip hop track, and I was so pumped to see they reissued this album on vinyl, and it sounds fantastic too, which is nice. It's also a very good pressing. So that's that. It's not, but that almost felt like Grail status to find that album. Again, one of my favorites. I also picked up this copy of Black Sabbath, The End. The 3 LP set from their last tour. And typically those of you that have kind of known me for a while in the VC, the one thing you know about me is that I cannot stand live albums. I do not like them at all. One of the great exceptions to the rule is Black Sabbath, there's a lot of cases where I like the live versions of their songs better than the studio album versions. So one of the few bands that really break that mold for me. And I think the reason behind that too is because, Black Sabbath basically started metal and was doing metal before it was metal, right? So they have all of these classic songs with these bluesy, what became metal type of riffs, but they were still playing a lot of stuff in like bluesy guitar tones. So when you fast forward to today, if you will, or when the recent concerts they've done the past few years, they're playing the same songs, but now they're adding more of what the metalish type of distortions of today that they didn't have back when they initially wrote all this stuff. So to me, it's like when I hear the song Nib on the studio album, it's a freaking fantastic song. But then when I hear them do Nib in 2015 or whatever, then it's just like it takes it to another level. So that tends to make me really like a lot of the Sabbath live stuff. Staying true to what the song was, but then just adding more of the modern day metal punch to it, as opposed to sticking to the bluesy element that it used to have. So fantastic stuff, and again, love that live album. Next here, we have Puddle of Mud, Come Clean, the music on vinyl pressing. I definitely love these music on vinyl pressings. I get a lot of them off of import CDs, oftentimes off of eBay. And every now and then, just like with this a couple weeks ago, they had spend at least $65 and you get 20% off of your order, and that's with free shipping. So whenever I see that, I always like to go in and see if there's maybe 3 or 4 of these music on vinyl, or any type of pressings for that matter. So so it's really nice because you can end up getting some of these music on vinyl pressings for $17, somewhere in that ballpark. And I've always referred to these as the poor man's audiophile, because I have yet to purchase a music on vinyl album that didn't sound absolutely fantastic. These pressings never let you down, and Puddle of Mud is no different. I mean, this just great sounding pressing. I listened to the whole thing last night actually. But just going into the album itself, really what this boils down to, I think this came out in 2001, so I still refer to it as 90s, but late 90s and early 2000s is all 90s music to me. And this is like the epitome of what was going on in the 90s. And I mean that not trying to be insulting, but just kind of on the lines of, when something becomes big and the record labels see something is selling, then all of a sudden they have their formula, and then they try to go out and find as many bands as they can to fit that formula and just like shove them out left and right to sell as much as they can before the formula is not cool anymore. And like Puddle of Mud is one of those. This album is like right up the alley of that. But just listening to it the other night, and all I could think about was like, that is just so 90s, like what everyone was trying to do. But I don't care, because when I listen to it, I love that album. And songs like Blurry and things of that nature, it's a freaking great album. I love it. But it's just hard to deny when you listen to it. It's like the 90s formula at work. And kind of the exact same thing with this one too, Our Lady's Peace. Our Lady Peace. I think I put an S on there. Same thing though, not very nice music on vinyl pressing. And the same thing. The song Superman's Dead, I love. Clumsy, also a fantastic song. But you listen to it, and it's like one more band doing that 90s formula thing. But still, very cool album, and I like it. So nice to finally have that. Glass Ghost. This is Idle Omen. Not a very popular album. I'd be curious if anyone in the VC kind of knows about this. A number of years ago, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, maybe longer than that. Yeah, about 4 years ago, I was just kind of going through I really wanted to discover new music. Just don't want to buy the stuff that I know or want, but just kind of discovering new things. And so there's a couple of places I would go and just kind of sift through their bargain bin CDs. And I stumbled across this CD and, bought it for like $1 and took it home and listened to it. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So it's just kind of neat to stumble across the vinyl, the other day. And I thought, hey, it's only a few bucks, so I'll just pick it up. But really kind of hard to describe. If you're a fan of Junip, especially like the song After All Is Said and Done, which is my favorite song by them, the vocals on this sound very similar to that. Really kind of slow. It's almost like the early days of electronic type of influences in music, like early 80s electronic stuff, maybe like early craft work, very simple, very like someone on their basic keyboard at home trying to put something together. That's the best way I can describe it, but you can always look it up here on YouTube and take a listen. But definitely like that album. Next one here is another music on vinyl pressing, which is the soundtrack for Dusk to Dawn. Great soundtrack, a lot of various things, on here. The main two songs that I really wanted that made me want to buy this was the song Angry Cockroaches and After Dark, which if you've seen the movie, those were the two main songs that the band in the bar were playing, especially the After Dark when what's her name was doing her little strip routine or whatever. Just an awesome song with that that flavor to it. I don't know, just a very cool track. And again, another music on vinyl pressing that sounds fantastic. I mean, oh my gosh, when I was playing After Dark the other night and I was just sitting there listening to it and I was like, that is what vinyl is supposed to sound like. Like, that's why vinyl. So, fantastic pressing, great album, great sounding album, awesome all the way. And even though I do have an original pressing of this, I went ahead and picked up the music on vinyl pressing of Quiet Riot, Mental Health, for the same reasons too, because I knew it would sound fantastic. So I pick up a copy of that. And then the last two 12-inch here, Diana Ross and the Supremes. This is Cream of the Crop. I've always loved that album cover. It's one of my absolute favorites. I purged this album a couple years ago. I've been wanting to get a good copy of it ever since, mainly just because I love the album cover so much. But yeah, so Diana doing her thing with the Supremes. And last but not least, on the 12-inch side, Thelma Houston. This is Any Way You Like It. Of course, she's known for the big hit off of this album, which is Don't Leave Me This Way. Kind of a huge R&B dance / disco. I mean, it was like a little bit of everything, but it's definitely her biggest hit, and fantastic song. So funny too, because Berry Gordy did not want her to record that song, and he thought it was a total bust, and there was actually kind of like a lot of dispute about whether it should be done or not, and finally, against his urges and against his will, she went ahead and recorded it, and sure enough became one of the biggest hits, or the biggest hit of her career. So, cool album there. All right, let's flip through the 45s really quick. Actually, no, I'll say what, I'm going to do these last two LPs and then I'll go through the 45s. A dumb purchase by me. And I say that because I saw this Cruel Intentions had come out. And again, it was at 20% off thing, and I picked it up. I was thinking that I was buying the soundtrack for... gosh, now I'm going... God, okay, I'm going blank. But the soundtrack that had the song "Got You Where I Want You." It was another one of these movies. It wasn't Cruel Intentions. It was blah. But anyway, so I bought the wrong soundtrack. So there's some okay stuff on here, but I mean, really, kind of the biggest song off of this was "Bittersweet" by The Verb, and "Colorblind" by Counting Crows. So, I mean, there's some decent tracks on there, but I already have those studio albums and just really don't So this is still sealed, so I'm probably gonna try to sell it, or if someone in the VC like really wants it, you know, let me know. We can maybe do a trade or something like that. But yeah, I purchased the wrong freaking album. But then I came back and totally redeemed myself because I was walking through a store the other day, store I go to quite often, and just did one of these, make sure I saw the right thing that was sitting on the shelf over there, walked over to it, saw the price, did one of these, make sure I saw the right price, and I was like, yep, could not snag it off the shelf quick enough. Dave Matthews Band's These Crowded Streets. Pretty cool pickup for the whopping price of $19.99. If you can believe that. I mean, the LPs are pretty clean. I mean, visually, they're very clean. I played them, you know, there is a little bit of, I haven't gone through and thoroughly cleaned them yet. You know, there's a little bit of noise during playback, but nothing too bad. You know, cover is in pretty decent shape. There is a little bit of edge wear, you know, right there, as you can see. But still, I mean, you guys know this freaking album, 19 bucks. Yeah, just, you know, just what I would say is just go give a quick look and see what these are going for. I had a mint copy of one, and I really regret selling it, but I did. I got an offer I just couldn't refuse, that someone offered me like 150 more than I paid for it. So I was like, I really kind of regret getting rid of it, but at the same time, not a bad one to bump into right there. But I'm still debating if I'm going to keep it or not. So again, you might catch it on my eBay page, or you might catch me trading it with someone in the VC, but still just an awesome, awesome random discovery. We're going to 45s. I only have one CD I wanted to share, which is the Exodus, Bonded by Blood. So just thought I'd share that really quick. Great thrash metal there. These are a few promo CDs that I picked up. Okay, so these are all promos here. I won't pull them out, but Kingdom Come, Get It On, with 17 as the B-side. Crocus, School's Out. Another nice little promo there. Great White, Rock Me. A beautiful, I've always said that song is a beautiful, perfect track between the mixture of just the smoothness of the intro, you know, the coolness of the harmonica, the bluesy elements, the rock elements. I mean, it really is a perfect song from start to finish. Queen, One Vision, another nice promo to find there. Talk about a good find for a buck. That was awesome. Billy Idol, To Be a Lover. And Hot in the City with Catch My Fall on the B-side. Actually, I take it back. It's not Catch My Fall because it's a promo, so it's Hot in the City on both sides. Finish What You Started by Van Halen. Love for Sale by the Talking Heads. Seems like I've been finding a lot of Hagar promos lately, which is nice. But this is Eagles Fly. Pet Shop Boys, Domino Dancing. And a Roy Orbison promo, You Got It. Another fun one from back in the day, Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. That's pretty cool. Very funny song. R.E.M., Fall on Me. Another nice white label promo there. And the last of the promos here, LL Cool J, Rock the Bells. From the early hard-hitting LL days. So some great 7-inch promo pickups there, and then just kind of just some random 7-inch records, period. It's like maybe 6 or 7 of them here. Love this cover too. Asia, Heat of the Moment. Classic guitar rock there. Cheech and Chong, Born in East LA. I don't know if you guys remember this movie or not. The song is pretty funny too, but yeah, it's a funny song. Curtis Mayfield, Superfly. And this was a surprise too. I couldn't believe I stumbled across this. Pavarotti. This is Nessa Dorma, which happens to be my absolute favorite song by him. So I stumbled across that on a 45 or 7-inch single. I was like, really? So that was a very fun, awesome pickup. Love and Rockets, So Alive. Alan Parsons Project, Don't Answer Me. Another one of those songs that for some reason, ever since I first heard it way back when, it makes my stomach turn. It creeps me out for some reason. I just don't know why some songs do that, but that's definitely one. And then the last three here, Nobody's Fool by Cinderella. Push Push on the B-side. I think that's off of Night Songs, I believe, off that album. Berlin. And this is Sex, I Am. But actually, the song I like the most on here is the B-side, which is Tell Me Why. It's just a very, very 80s type of song, let's just put it that way, which is why I like it. And then last but not least, you have Tender is the Night by Jackson Brownie. Not my favorite song by him, but I think this song really shows some of the best. I don't know. It's just it shows the smoothness of Jackson Brownie. I mean, it's just something about that song just puts you in a comfy pillow, soft place between the guitars and his vocal delivery, especially on the intro. It just really takes you somewhere. And I guess, again, not my favorite song by him, but it definitely kind of shows a lot of his genius, in my opinion, especially going into some of the 80s stuff. So, fantastic single there. But, yeah, so there you go, VC. As always, thanks for watching. And I'm going to upload this video right now, and then I'm going to try to come back this afternoon and try to do my system video, because I had a few people ask me about that on my last room tour, a number of people actually, so I'm going to try to get to that today as well. All right, so thanks for watching, VC, and as always, we will talk to you soon.